New Zealand! How you going, brother? Yo, what's up, fam? So, I just got back from Nashville, Tennessee. Once again, back in the United States with my SQUIDGROW family. So if you don't know, the Bitcoin 2024 convention was happening this year. This whole thing was like last minute, like last of the last minute. Went out to the Bitcoin convention to represent SQUIDGROW. This event wasn't really like the last event that we went to, which we had like DeFi projects. There were other meme projects. Whereas this one was more so about Bitcoin. And obviously, like, we don't really have anything to do with Bitcoin other than the Bitcoin billionaire. But in terms of like what we're doing at SQUIDGROW, yeah, but nevertheless, having a SQUIDGROW presence at the Bitcoin convention was massive in itself. I'm going to fill you guys in real quick of how this all went down. We had a team meeting Friday. It was like a 98% chance that I wasn't coming, which I was obviously all good with. Fuck, I already went to 2 of them already. But I do remember Shib saying, I'm paraphrasing, there's a 1 to 2% chance that I could possibly call you on Monday. And Monday, my time, that's when he called me and he asked me if I would like to go. Now, in order for me to do this, I would have to leave Wednesday my time, but I managed to find something Tuesday morning. And so I let Shib know. I was like, hey bro, so this is the details, blah 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 blah, but I'm gonna tell you, bro, it was pretty tight. It was tight. And I knew going into this I was only gonna have 3 days there, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then gone Sunday morning. But man, it was the fucking shit. I mean, when is it not when I go over to America? But you know what I mean. So as I mentioned, there was only a small group of the team that actually went on this trip since it was so last minute. Like, I didn't even know if Shib was gonna make it. And that's also why the vlog that I have coming up is probably just only gonna feature me, not the other side characters that are usually in the other ones, which honestly was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to carry this whole thing because all the people that came on this trip were people that don't like to be on camera. But anyways, I leave Auckland, quick little 12.5-hour flight to Houston to Nashville. I get to Nashville and my bags are still in Houston. At this point, I started freaking the fuck out because I literally just have the clothes that I'm in. I remember when we went to Austin, the Houston terminal was like chill as. Customs, the line to go through, the next thing, you know, when you got to do the nothing. This time though, I only had an hour and 20 minutes to get to the next flight. But for me, I was like, if it was like the last one, bruh, I got this in the bag. The line for customs is like, I don't know if you can see how I'm drawing this, but yeah. So I finally get through and I'm like, okay, cool. I've got at least like 30-40 minutes. I forgot about the next security thing and that line was even longer. So I get through, run to the screen. Where's my gate? Where's my gate? Okay, A7. I turn to the lady. I'm like, do you know where A7 is? She's like, oh, you have to go and catch the train. Where the fuck is the train? It's pretty far from here. Finally get on the train and I have like 5 minutes until the thing needs to take off. Lo and behold, I get to the gate and they're like, yes, we're still open because we're waiting for a couple more stragglers like yourself. The point is, I'm sitting on the flight. I'm drenched in sweat. Get to Nashville. Bags are still in Houston. All my SQUIDGROW gear is in there. I start panicking and going into that mode of like, okay, I gotta find a mall and at least like find like a t-shirt or something. So here's like a little insight who Shib is as a person. When I met up with him later on that night and he knew about my luggage and all that, before I left the hotel, he gave me the shirt to wear knowing that I had no clothes. That's the type of guy that this guy is. It's not just, I'm a billionaire, do what I tell you to do, I'm the boss, fuck you. It's like, there's a real genuine person behind that mask. I know a lot of you won't ever be able to get to meet him or see him without the mask, but I'm telling you, mate, I'm telling you, my bag gets delivered at the Nashville airport at like 10 in the morning. So once I got my bag, I make my way down to the Bitcoin conference where most of the team are already. They tell me it's packed, there's a long line, blah, 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 blah. But luckily for us, we had the special VIP industry passes. We had our own line as opposed to the other people that just have normal tickets. But yes, we spent about, I don't know, an hour or 2 there just getting familiar where everything is. And then later on that night, we have karate combat. And this time, not only do we have VIP tickets again, Shib was able to get us ringside wristbands. We were basically sitting ringside right behind the CEO, President Awesome. Like once I realized we were sitting where the fighters would come out and I realized, oh shit, I'm on the fucking screen. I try to do this. as much as I could. Obviously, there were a lot of people there, and if you follow me, you would have noticed I got a photo with the Hawk Tour girl. I also saw while I was backstage, or not backstage, but like in the VIP area, bro, I fucking like dabbed up Neo. You know Neo, the R&B singer? Yeah, he was there, random. And we were sitting so close to the ring that when RFK Jr. came in to host for a little bit, I was literally like 1.5 meters, 2 meters away from him. But as always, Karate Combat was solid. I'm not really like the sports kind of guy when it comes to like rugby or soccer or cricket, but I do like fighting sports like UFC and shit like that. So to see all this stuff up front, up close, nothing beats it. And this event compared to the Austin event that we did was way bigger. Well, I think it was way bigger. It definitely felt and looked a lot bigger in terms of like the turnout. And I honestly believe it's just going to get even bigger as the months and years progress. But yeah, shout out to President Awesome and Karate Combat. SQUIDGROW was able to be one of the sponsors at this event. Now, we obviously didn't have like our logo on the mat like this time since it was so last minute, but nevertheless, we were a proud sponsor. Now it's day 2 at the Bitcoin convention. The amount of people overall that we got to see speak live in person, it was amazing. The standouts for me on day 2 were Edward Snowden. He wasn't actually there. It was like a video screen of him talking, which is weird because I was like, bro, Edward Snowden's here? Another person who I've seen speak before at the Austin event was RFK Jr. And another standout for me was Michael Saylor, who I actually got to take a photo with the next day. It was buzzy because like I went up to him and I realized I had the massive SQUIDGROW logo, like the coin on my t-shirt, and I saw him and he was like standing by himself waiting for the rest of his entourage. And so I was like, fuck, it's now or never, right? So I went up to him and I was like, hey, what's up, man? Am I able to like get a photo with you, or you don't do those things? Or and he was like, yeah, nah, cool, man. Like, yeah, let's take a photo. So that was like another highlight. That was the following day. But yeah, now we had another event later on that night. It was like some wizard party, and we had all like signed up to it because our CMO, she had given us a list of all these side events and after parties to sign up to before we even flew out. And I got accepted to all of them except this one. This one was still pending, but one of the guys, he already had like a pass. So we were like, fuck it, let's just try. We get denied. Now, here's like a little side story for you guys. Me and Slay are like hungry, so we grab a scooter each and we start scooting around trying to like look for food, right? Now, as we're scooting around, I get a message saying, yo, Shib wants to link up. Let's go get some food. So I turn around and tell Slay like, yo, let's go back. Come to find out, Slay's cell phone had fallen out of his pocket while we were scooting, and we had no idea when or where it fell out. We both start freaking. I start freaking. It wasn't even my fucking phone, but I started freaking for the guy. So we start scooting around like doing the same loop back. We're looking. He's like, fuck, I need to go back to the hotel, see if I can track it. We start heading back and he just takes off. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And I didn't know where Slay was staying, like what room he was in. So I'm just sitting in the lobby. Then one of the other guys who's meeting up with Shib, I see him. So I just kind of go with him. We hop in the car and then we see Slay power walking looking for his phone. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this story is because I want to give you guys a little insight to who Shib really is, like the type of character he is. So we're in the car and I see Slay and I'm like, yo, there's Slay, man. His phone, blah, 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 blah. And instead of Shib just being like, yo, good luck, man, catch you up, da, 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 which I know a lot of people would have done, he's like, fuck that, hops out of the car, starts walking around Nashville looking for his phone. So this goes on for about 10-20 minutes. And we had been calling the phone, no answer, but the phone was still on. And then our lead developer who was with us, he's just like, bro, let's just call one more time and see what happens. Somebody actually picks up the fucking phone. Long story short, we get the phone back. Wow, Slay gets his phone back. And then we just make our way to dinner. But yeah, that was a crazy little side story. Day 3, the final day of the Bitcoin convention. Donald Trump was speaking in person. Now, we got told they were going to close the doors at 11 a.m. So everybody had to be inside at the main stage by 11 o'clock. I get inside, all is well. Slay and CB are already there and they've saved me a seat, which is where we were sitting the day before. And you can still see everything clear from back there. But then Shib's like, yo, I need somebody to film me, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't take my professional camera because they were adding rules as we were going. So basically the day before, during the day, we were getting emails during the main event, no bags will be allowed in the main stage area. Then later on that night, we got another email saying, you know what? No bags at all. So I wasn't going to risk it and get it confiscated or anything like that. So I find Shib, start chilling with him. Now, for those that don't know, there's a general admission ticket. Then there are industry passes, which we had, which allows you in the VIP area where they have like food, all sorts of shit, right? And within the VIP area, there's another door that leads to the whale room, which you can only get into if you have a whale pass, which is like 21,000 US dollars. And so this day, while I'm with Shib, he's like, yo, come with me, I'll get you in. I'm just pretending I'm texting someone. Next minute, I'm in the whale room. So while we're in there, we get like this little IV drip of like vitamins and stuff. I've never had one, but I've heard about it. I needed it because I was dead. Like I had like 6 hours sleep. And so doing this IV, it really like, it boosted me up for like the next couple hours. Well, it didn't boost me up. It's not fucking crack. It gave me like energy, right? For the rest of the day. So after that, I filmed Shib entering the main stage area. And before I forget, let me just add, Shib Toshi was the only person, the only motherfucker with a full mask in the main stage with Trump. Do you know how hard that is? I don't think you understand how complicated that whole situation is to get cleared. You either have to have the miracle of the gods or some kind of deep connection to be able to get security clearance to wear a full mask while Trump was on stage speaking, especially with the incident that happened a couple weeks ago. And Shibtoshi was also escorted in from the Secret Service. I don't know anybody else that can get away with doing something like that, but this guy figured it out. Seriously, that's like big. That's really big. Like I mentioned, everybody got emails that not even bags were allowed in the area that Trump wasn't even speaking, let alone having a guy with 4 armed security guards around him covered in a gold mask and you can't even see his face. Again, especially after the incident that happened a couple weeks ago. To get security clearance with all of that, again, you would have to pull off a miracle or be Shibtoshi. I also saw Shibtoshi got a special gift from the Secret Service and Trump's people, but we can't talk about that. And while we were there was a photographer for the Sunday Times London, and he was fascinated with Shibtoshi. So he ended up taking his photo, and it's posted online. You can go see it for yourself. That was just something random that happened. Now, once we're inside and we're all settled, blah, 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 I'm like trying to find CB and Slay to find my seat. Lo and behold, DS Crypto, the CEO of Ultimo, sneaks up behind me and he's like, yo, bro, I got 1 seat left right next to me and it's right up close. It was literally like 2 seats behind Shib, and Shib had really good seats, which I'm grateful for, man. So shout out to DS for that, because I was like, holy shit, how the fuck did I end up here? But yes, the main event, the main speaker, Donald Trump, comes out. Say what you want about Donald Trump, right? But everybody out there that keeps up with my political content, you know my thoughts on Donald Trump. I don't need to go into it. But to see him in person was just like, wow, this is crazy. I'm really here. I get to see him in the flesh, do one of his speeches where he's just talking shit. He's ripping on people. Honestly, to me, like, the dude's like a comedian. He makes me laugh more than motivated. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not American, so it's different for me. I'm watching it. I'm like, this guy is a funny motherfucker. And that was great. That was obviously like a massive, massive highlight for myself. So after his speech, obviously everybody just ejects from the theater. And then they brought out Vivek. And I didn't even know he was speaking. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Oh, I almost forgot. Like the day before, Russell Brand, I got to see him as well. That was crazy. But yes, so Vivek was speaking, and once Donald Trump had left, I was literally like standing right next to the stage. But yeah, I guess for me, like, it was so cool to see all of this shit in person. You know what I'm saying? Again, I come from nothing, man. I come from a little place. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing at this convention. I do. I know why I'm there. I know why I'm there. But you know what I mean? Like, all of these trips are very surreal. No, I keep telling you guys, no matter how many trips I get invited on, this shit is just like blowing my fucking mind. And then later on that night, we go to another special event, like an after party, which is hosted by Benjamin Cohen. That was an annual Into the Cryptoverse party, a very exclusive party he throws once a year. And we were invited. So yeah, we went to his event, which he held on like it was like a rooftop party, I guess. And while we were there, we had a community member who drove, I think, like 6 hours just to hang out with us. And shout out to Don G for doing that. That's like real commitment right there. I'll tell you that. And I remember Shib was not going to come to this event, but he knew one of our community members had come all the way from, I actually don't know if I can say where he came from, but he came from far and wide, all right? 6-hour drive. And so Shib got his security, made it happen, pulled up to the event just to meet the bro. Now, obviously, he networked and all that after, but the main reason why he came was to meet our community member. And again, that's just telling you again who this guy is. He doesn't need to do that. I'm tired. I've been out all day shaking hands, talking to people, but he knew that this guy came out. He wanted to be there. He wanted to meet him. And Don G has been with us for a long time, so it made sense. But yeah, the next morning is when I had to fly out. So I did all my goodbyes and thank yous at the party to Shib, and then I bounced, man, because I was like, it's like midnight and I got to be up at like 7 o'clock. o'clock. So if I don't leave now, I'm not going to leave until like 2 in the morning. But yes, that's basically my recap of the Nashville trip. Like I said, it was very, very last minute. Everything was done the day before, and it was a short trip on top of that. But every moment and every chance that I get, I cherish it. Like I truly, truly cherish these moments. Because like real talk, I never thought any of this shit would actually happen in my life. You know, I always wished and hoped I would be a part of something that I actually value and I actually want to be a part of, and just something that, you know, I was a part of from the start, and I'm doing that. You know, it's crazy. I know it sounds like a broken record, and I kind of just sounds like I say the same thing over and over, but I don't know how else to express it. Like, yeah, it's still just like, am I living in a fucking dream or what's going on here? But yeah, man, as always, shout out to my brother Shibtoshi. He already knows, man. Fuck, thank you. I don't know how many more thank yous I can give the guy, but shout out to Shibtoshi. Shout out to the whole SQUIDGROW team that was with me. Always a pleasure, always an amazing time, always fun times. And you know what else is cool, man? We actually all genuinely get along. That's what's cool. It's not like I don't really like this guy, or maybe these guys don't like me. We actually get along. It's crazy. And that just shows you again how calculated Shib is when he comes to choosing and picking who should be around him. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Follow SQUIDGROW's X account, follow their Instagram page, their TikTok. Make sure you join the Telegram. Come join the Telegram, mate. It's always a good time with SQUIDGROW. Make sure you like, subscribe, look out for the vlog, and I'll see you guys on the next one. SQUIDGROW.
I ain't never ever said, baby, they do no